I'm so delighted to be talking to you about Fast and Furious today. In the movie, your character is a computer hacker, but I was wondering how much of a techie would you describe yourself as in reality, and have you become more so during lockdown? Because I feel like we've all had to become a bit more technological in this time.
You would think, yeah, but I was just saying how like literally like 2 days ago I could not get into the Zoom call or unmute myself or find gallery view, and it was just a mess. But to be honest, I get by. Like I'm not like as tech savvy by any means as Ramsey is, and I think it really just depends on the day and how like tired I am. Have I eaten recently? Like it might that might hinder my tech abilities, to be honest.
What was your favorite part of F9 to shoot, actually? I'm thinking of one scene in particular that, Ramsey gets into something of a hairy driving situation. So I have a feeling it might be that one.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. I don't drive myself, so it was like quite like fun to laugh at that through Ramsey and just looking like I can't drive or know where things are came quite naturally to me. And so I got to really concentrate on the like levity and the comedy of the moment, and also just see how she kind of gains confidence in that throughout that sequence as well. Ramsey is very, very good at hacking and very, very good at the technology stuff. And she steps up to the plate, even though she has no idea what she's doing. And I think that kind of says something about her. And I think that's pretty cool.
It's so interesting that, like you said, the fact that both you and your character don't really drive, and then there's kind of, something of a connection there with the kind of tech savviness. But how relatable do you find Ramsey as a character? How close do you think she is personality wise to yourself?
I think that we both have good work ethic. I think we both work hard. I think she, I mean, I think she doesn't suffer fools. And I think that I am similar. And I like that she is kind of fun, and like she can be lighthearted and have banter, and she likes to challenge. And I think that we can. I mean, I'd probably be told by my friends and stuff that I'm not that good at banter, but I think I'm hilarious. So there you go.
The other franchise, of course, that you're renowned for, Natalie, is Game of Thrones. It's been a couple of years since that series wrapped, and have your opinions kind of about the show, about your character's development, her fate, have any of those kind of changed in the 2 years since? And also, is there anything you would have changed about the show?
Um, I think I feel pretty similar in the sense that I loved the show, and I was so like proud of what they did, like even right up to the end. And I think like any one person who's a fan of anything will have their opinion about what should have happened, and their favorite character will be different from my favorite characters, and what their story, what their expectation or their wish for those characters would have been, like it's different for every person. So I don't know, like I think I didn't want it to end, and I would have loved to have seen more of it, of course. But I think what they did was iconic, and sort of impacted an entire generation of people. And I think that was still true even to the end. In terms of my character's fate, I think a lot of the conversation that came out of that about representation and inclusivity were really, really necessary and really, really important. And I was really proud that my character's story could spark that conversation for the next time we're making big, shows like that, where we're as inclusive as we can be, and learn from mistakes of the past. That's what we can do, hopefully.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. And I mean, that character is just so iconic and everything. I think I just have time for one more quick question. So I suppose I was wondering, where would you like to see the character of Ramsey go next? I know you've previously talked about how we'd like to see a bit more of her background, and maybe she'll have a driving license in the next installment. Who knows?
I mean, first things first. I think, yeah, I'd like to see her get her license, and me also. But yeah, I'd love to learn more about her backstory. Just it's sort of strange how she kind of just appeared in the middle of this kind of mess. Like, she created this device that essentially is world changing, and I'm like, how do you, as a young person like that, how do you end up doing that? Like, what is your story? Like, that's very interesting to me. So yeah, I'd love to learn more about her, who her influences were, who why she chose this life, because I imagine it's not a particularly kind of sociable one, and a dangerous one. So I'd love to know what brought her to this team of people, because it's definitely from my understanding of her, is that she wasn't used to being in a unit. She wasn't used to being in a family, and now she's like and she's adjusted, and she's in the team, but like, she wasn't always. And I'd love to know what a little bit more about that.
Well, we can't wait to see more, and congratulations again on the movie, Nathalie.
Thank you so much.
Really? Duct tape? You acting like we on our way to Home Depot.
Hunter! No,